tried not to use that lovely wallpaper. I got the sample. It was so beautiful, but the design was so big I couldn't use it. So, are we ready? We have to. I don't want to get started on the recipe till YouTube gets connected. So, okay, we're ready. Let's get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome to I'm a Hot Mess, but my food is delicious. We're going to be doing, oh my guys, it's so sweltering hot. I really just need a margarita on the beach, I think. But we're going to do this. We're going to make, oh no, we're making Tuscany chicken. I should have wine on a nice balcony overlooking a winery. So we're making Tuscany chicken pasta, and we're also going to make a Tuscany artichoke salad. So first what we have to do is we have to get our chicken ready. So we're going to take it off. Now, when I know I'm going to be cutting my chicken into cubes, so I prefer to butterfly it. Not most recipes don't call for that, but I prefer to do that because I feel like the chicken retains its stays juicier if you do it that way, because you're searing in the meat on the edges. So I prefer to butterfly it before I cook it. Also, because we salt and pepper it before we cook it, it gives it an opportunity to be evenly salted and peppered completely through. So I really enjoyed that. That's my preference. If you can see my little dog here, she is my scrap eater, and I'm sitting here cutting up chicken, and she's like licking her lips going, am I getting some? Because she usually gets my scraps. So maybe when I get done with the cutting board, I'll put it down on the ground for her. I have an electric skillet here I'm going to use. I make this recipe usually in an electric skillet, especially when it's hot. I have a gas stove, so I don't want to cook on that. So we're going to turn it on, and we're going to add to it some olive oil. We are going to add a couple tablespoons of olive oil. You can measure it if you want. I'm more of the free-spirited type of person, so I just kind of pour. Usually I pour exactly what I need. So we're going to get that going. We need to heat it up. You want the skillet to be hot before you put your chicken in. So why, huh? It is. Okay. So get my salt and pepper wells out here. I like salt and pepper wells. It's my preference when I cook, because then I can get to what I need. So I'm going to lay my chicken out. I'm going to sprinkle some salt and some pepper. Use your hand that you have not touched the chicken with. My daughter's giving me a look. She thought, huh? Nope, I haven't touched it. Okay, turn it over. I wear gloves so my hands stay clean when I get done. I have a little spoon in my pepper one, so we can use it. So we got it salt and peppered. You want it to be good. Doesn't have to be completely. That way people can salt and pepper their chicken when it's later, to their desire. So we're going to take it. It's heated up quickly. So we're going to put our chicken in here to cook. If it'll fit. I had to get a new electric skillet because my other electric skillet, I broke it. I killed it. I wore it out. It's gone. So let's get rid of this. Get rid of my gloves after I get rid of this cutting board, which I'm going to give to the dog. Here you go, girl. Okay. So we're going to let that cook. While that's cooking, it's going to take about 4 or 5 minutes. We're going to cook it on a side, about 2 to 3 minutes on a side. So while it's doing that, we're going to take a cutting board and we're going to start on our salad, because cooking chicken, you should not worry it. You know, it's kind of like everything else in life. If you worry something, it just doesn't go well. So now this Tuscany salad, guys, I'm going to tell you, it's an easy salad. Everybody's going to want to make it. It's nice for on a hot day. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to make the dressing. So the dressing requires 1/3 cup of oil. I'm trying to find my measuring cup here. So we're going to add 1/3 cup. of olive oil. And to that, we're going to add 3 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. Now, when you're making salad dressings, I highly recommend that you use a higher quality red wine vinegar, not the cheapest one, because you will notice a difference in flavors. So go with whatever your preference is. Now, normally I use fresh garlic, as you guys know, but for this, we're going to use garlic powder because we don't want chunks of garlic in our salad. So to this, we're going to add a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And we're going to add 2 teaspoons of honey. Now, this is a little trick I use all the time because honey is sticky. I don't like sticky things, but it's sticky. So you're going to spritz it just briefly with Pam. And then you take and you put your honey in, and look, it just slides right out and it's empty. And guess what? I didn't have to touch it. And we have oil in here anyway, and it's all out, and I didn't waste any. So we're going to add that. Now to that, we're going to add a dash, just like a pinch of salt, and a pinch of pepper. Now to this, we're also going to add fresh oregano and fresh basil, which I picked from my herbs in my garden because I raised my own. So we need 2 teaspoons of oregano, chopped. So when you get your oregano, if you pull it like this backwards, the leaves will come off and leave you the stem because you do not want the stem in your salad dressing. So it makes it easier than trying to pick every single one off. You can just do this and it comes right off. It's a nice little trick I learned along the way. So I'm going to do that. That looks probably going to be more than 2 teaspoons. I like to use a knife like this to cut up. This one came from Alaska. You can buy them anywhere. Oh, let me move this stuff. Sorry, guys. We can move the chickie over. There. Can they see now? Maybe. Okay, so we're going to cut our oregano up here. If you don't have fresh oregano, you can use dry, 1 teaspoon of dry or 2 teaspoons of regular. That's kind of the double what you're going to use. So we're going to get ourselves a teaspoon. Oh, you know what? I only put a half a teaspoon of honey in there, and I needed 2 teaspoons. I only put 1 teaspoon in because I was using the wrong one. Guys, if you mess up a recipe, you can always fix it. Okay, got the right honey in. Now, we need some basil. I raised this basil also. So we're going to pick the leaves off. For this, we need 2 tablespoons of fresh basil. Is it in the way? Hold on, I'm gonna get my tongs and turn my chickie over. Let me see. Yep, it's ready. It's light golden brown. We want to get it completely done because we're going to take it out and let it cool, and then we're going to dice it, and then we put it back in at the end of the recipe. Okay. I love the smell of basil. It's wonderful. Fresh basil is wonderful, and I can't think of anything it's not wonderful in. But admittedly, it's a taste that either you like it or you don't. So, you know, don't be too hard on people that don't like it. There is people out there that don't like it. So basil is easier to chop up if you kind of gather it. You can also take the time and roll the leaves. I personally am too impatient for that. I prefer, my patience level is low, guys, really low when it comes to that. When I cook, I want to have fun. I want to do what I want to do. I want to be out of here. And then enjoy the food and then face the dishes at another moment in time. Whoa, I need to cut that smaller. That's not small enough. We don't want our salad to be overrun by green leaves. Okay, that's good. So we're going to put 2 tablespoons in here. Throw this aside. And the basil and the oregano will keep in a glass of water. You can sit them on a windowsill or something, and they'll keep for several days like that, and you can use them. So we're going to whisk this together. Oh, guys, that is heavenly smelling. Oh, hold on. That's our pasta. Hold on a second. Let me drain this pasta. Okay, I'm going to put some olive oil on it to keep it from sticking together till we're ready to use it. Now, on this recipe, I recommend that you cook your pasta completely. Don't do al dente because it's not going to be in the sauce long enough to cook it. If it's going to be in the sauce long enough to cook it, I recommend cooking al dente. So now this is the really hard part, guys. Stay with me on this salad. We're going to pour a can of rinsed green chickpeas in. I've already cut in half. These cherry tomatoes, guys, I grew them. I bought a plant for cherry tomatoes. It is a tree, guys. It's taller than me. It's ridiculous. So here's a cup of cherry tomatoes in there. And then we're supposed to use marinated artichokes. I bought the roasted ones because I like them. So we're going to cut them in half. You can cut them in half or you can use them whole. Mine are baby ones, but 12 ounces of marinated artichoke hearts go in here, drained. And just cut them in half, or you can cut them in quarters, whichever makes you happy. There's no right or wrong way on this salad, guys. And if you can eat it whole, you can do whatever. I mean, go rogue. Have some fun. I do. I have a tendency to do whatever I want when I'm cooking. So, someone told me the other day, I made your recipe you gave me, but it didn't turn out the same as when I ate it. And I was like, well, that's because I kind of sometimes just throw in something else because it sounds good, or I have it on hand, or it popped into my mind. So make sure you do that when you're cooking. Have fun. Don't be afraid to try things. But just remember, peanut butter does not go with Tuscany. Okay? I'm just saying. Or applesauce. That's what my dad would do. He puts applesauce on everything. He thinks it's Frank's Red Hot sauce. So, now we're going to add some roasted red pepper. We want to kind of cut it up. Chop it up because we don't want the big roasted peppers. I'm sorry, I keep covering up. I'm sorry, you guys from TikTok. I'm not doing this on purpose. So we're going to chop up our red pepper here. About a half a cup. That looks good. And we throw that in. Get the message? This is like a throw salad. You just keep on throwing. Just keep throwing it in. And then we need a half a red onion. Okay, this is another little trick. Guys, if you leave the root and don't cut the root completely, the onion will keep longer because it doesn't release all its juices. When you cut the root off, every rooted vegetable loses its juices and starts to spoil at that point. So if you leave the root on, it will last longer and you can use it another day. Now, that doesn't mean it'll last forever, but it will last longer. We're going to thin slice this. I don't like that piece. I'm throwing it away. Thin slice half of your red onion. I personally think that a quarter of a half of a red onion is enough, so that's all I'm putting in. I know the recipe calls for a half of one, but guys, this is your salad. Do it how you want. Okay, so we got all this in here. Now we take and pour our salad dressing over it. And we take our spoon and we toss it. And guys, that's the salad. This is our salad. It's ready. We could eat it right now. In fact, I might get a spoon and taste it right now because it looks yummy. And I really didn't eat much for lunch other than salad because I love salads. So, I think I'm going to have to taste it to make sure the salt level's good. And, just because I can. Let's see here. Let's get artichoke. Look at that. That's delicious. Oh my God. Okay. We're going to let this sit over here behind me so we can move on. Let's see. Let me wash this off real quick so I can use it again. Okay. On chicken, if you don't know if it's done or not, get your thermometer and turn it on and check. 165 is going to be the temperature for chicken to be done. And this chicken is currently 167. So this guy is done. And if you know what, it's okay to check every piece. I have been known to do that because sometimes I don't trust it. Sometimes also you can touch it. If it's firm, it's done. This guy's 165 too. He was the one that was concerning me. So we're going to pull all these guys off. Look at them. Don't they look beautiful? So this is about 2 pounds of chicken. We're going to set it aside. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to put some butter in here to start making our sauce. Is this where I need to be? Okay. We're going to put, I automatically double all sauces because I have a saucy family. I'm kind of saucy myself. Anyway, so I'm putting 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter in the skillet. And with that, I'm going to put 4 cloves of garlic minced. So I've already peeled it. I'm going to use my garlic press and press it in there. This is a really nice meal because it really does go as fast as you see it going. Although I've been told I cook faster than the normal person, which may or may not be true. I refuse to acknowledge it one way or another. I just think people are just too busy, I don't know, reading their phone or something. I don't know. But I enjoy it. Also, like I said, we like a lot of sauce. So I always double sauces just because we like to have a lot of sauce on our pasta. We don't like our pasta dry. So you make it according to your family's likes and dislikes. So I'm going to kind of roll this around here, get our garlic going. And then we're also going to add a pinch of red pepper flake to give it a little zip, guys, because yeah, I lived for 20 some years in Texas and I like my food spicy. So, and then we're going to add our spinach. Here's our dry spinach, our fresh. This is not dry, guys, it's fresh. I got about 5 cups. The recipe calls for 3, but I decided to add more. I don't want to double the spinach because that's a little bit overkill on the spinach. So, and we're going to add our sun-dried tomatoes. I have about a half pound of, I buy these fresh at the grocery store near us. It's really nice because they're nice and soft and they're not packed in oil, and I really like that. So, we're just going to cook this until the spinach starts to wilt. You can use any type of sun-dried tomatoes. I just find that these sun-dried tomatoes release their flavor better, and if you can find fresh ones near you, you will be much happier with them like we are. My daughter loves these on pizza. So this is a way also, if your family doesn't eat vegetables, to get your vegetables in. My husband hates tomatoes, but he'll eat this. So, it's a way to get vegetables in. Also, people can pick around and pick out things. That's what I tell everyone. So our spinach is started to wilt. So now we're going to add to it our heavy cream, which we're going to add 6 cups of heavy cream, which is double the amount. We are making basically an Alfredo. So if you're asking, can I use half and half? Probably not. Oh, I only have 4 cups. So we're only putting 4 cups in. I didn't even think about that. So we're making 4 cups instead of... I know. I know. Okay, so we're going to add our Parmesan, our heavy cream to this and our Italian seasoning. And we're going to add a teaspoon and a half of Italian seasoning, or a quarter, because obviously I don't have as much cream as I thought I was going to have. So just adjust. You know, it doesn't matter, guys. It really doesn't. Most recipes, okay, when you're cooking, it's just do. Go fly by the seat of your pants. When you're baking, it's a science. You have got to follow the recipe, guys. You have to, or it won't turn out. Cooking, not so much. You can do what you want. Okay. Now, we're going to put about 3/4 of a cup of Parmesan in here. Hold your ears. I forgot to open it. Okay. So, since I put less, so we're going to add that in. I'm going to stir it in. And while this is heating up, we're going to chop up our chicken to put back in. Yeah, guys, it's that easy. We're already almost done. Wait, and I didn't even do a bunch of prep. So, we're going to cut our chicken up into cubes.
I'm actually remembering what the recipe is as you're cooking it.
My daughter is like over there drooling. She loves this meal. I made it one time as a surprise one time, and ever since then they begged me to make it all the time. So I'm adding my chicken back in as I cut it up. You can cut it into small pieces or large. It's really basically whatever you want. You can also choose not to add the pasta in. The recipe calls to add the pasta in. We like the pasta added in. You can do it either way. You can also leave your chicken separate if you'd rather leave the chicken separate, or like put the breast on top and serve it that way. It's flexible for your family. I really highly recommend people that when you cook, if you have family that's picky, break it down. Break the meal apart. Make your pasta separate, make your sauce separate, make your meat separate, and let people build their own plates. That way, yes, I'm known by my friends as a short order cook because I cater to everyone's wants. And if it means we have 5 million dishes on the counter when we eat, it means we have 5 million dishes on the counter when we eat. But then everybody gets to eat what they want. And I have less waste. And my children never threw tantrums. That's important. Oh, this is a new this guys, I love this new one. It's a titanium electric skillet. It's a titanium electric skillet. And it's coated in copper, so I don't have any of the coating that can come off on my food. So I'm really pleased with it so far. It's made by Crooks. No, I'm not sponsored by them. I have a lot of I buy a lot of cooking stuff. Since you guys were here, I want to let this cook a minute. Since I met with you guys last, I had to replace my blender, my electric skillet, my deep fryer, and what else? Oh, my refrigerator died. Oh, guys, I'm so glad that I took a break because my refrigerator died and it was like hellish. And I had to get a new refrigerator. We had to take all the stuff. Oh, it was terrible. They built my kitchen around the refrigerator was in here. Guys, that's not cool. Don't do that. Okay, we added our penne. Yes, I have a hard time. My tongue refuses to say certain words. Or maybe it's my mind. I don't know which. Probably both. So, get this in here. Guys, we have had the cool, wonderful, beautiful couple weeks. And then Monday, boom! Somebody turned on the steam engine. It's been so hot and steamy in here. So this is what it looks like when it's done. It's wonderful. And I think it needs, okay, I'm sitting here looking, I'm like, this needs more Parmesan. Add some more. Don't be afraid. Add some more. Nobody cares. Well, someone might, but my family's used to me. Okay, so that's done. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of basil on top because I think it would be beautiful and add some flavor to this, and it'll tie in with my salad. And so we're going to plate this up so you guys can see what it looks like. If I could find a serving spoon. I'm doing it in a bowl because it is juicy, but that's okay. It's a saucy dish. It's saucy. And look at that. I'm a slob when I plated. That's nothing out of the ordinary for me. So I'm saucing it up. I like some basil, so I'm going to add some more basil. I'm going to add some Parmesan on top. And then I'm going to get some salad. Can you guys tell it's been a while since I did this show? I'm like off base here. So here's our salad, and here's our meal. Let me taste this, guys. Let me see what it tastes like. Oh, that is heaven in a bite. Guys, you got your, the creamy sauce with the pasta and the flavors. It will take you to heaven in 2 seconds. And you can make this meal in under 45 minutes at home. So, guys, thanks for joining me. I will tell you next week, we will not be here. I forgot to tell you guys at the beginning, I'm not doing very well. We will be back September 27th. We're going to be doing chicken strips. No, chicken tenders from scratch. And we're also going to do mac and cheese on the stovetop so you guys can make your own chicken tenders. And they are so much better than the ones you buy in the store. And your kids will love you forever for it. So I'll see you guys then. In the meantime, watch for my videos, either from my drinking series or for when I'm cooking for my family at home. It's been a lovely